Good evening, everyone. This is the July 13th meeting of the Sewer Commissioners. And we're going to call the meeting to order with a roll call.
Donna Bronk.
Peter Dunlop.
Malcolm White, present.
And Jim Gibberti, present. Okay, we have minutes from April 27th and May 18th. If you've had a chance to look them over, if I could get a motion on them.
I make a motion that we accept the meeting, in the minutes of the meeting from April 27th, 2017.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-1-0. Okay. We have meeting, minutes from the May 18th meeting.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as written and submitted of May 18th, 2017.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? 3-0-0. I want to abstain, actually. Okay. Sewer business, do we have anything? Doesn't look like we've got a well, the superintendent is not here, he's on vacation. And he hasn't submitted anything that we need to address right at the moment. The only items we have going forward, we've got still unfinished business, which is gonna unfortunately remain that way. We've got, I had met with the water district and have approval from the water district. They're gonna support supplying information to us in order to be able to begin working diligently on the rate.
Excellent.
The selectmen will work on a agreement for both Wareham Water and Onset Water, so that we'll have a memorandum of understanding that's agreed upon.
Good.
But they'll submit that to us prior to doing anything with it. So we'll have a chance to find out where we're going with it or what we need in it, if we need anything specific in there.
So do we have to get that information before we go back to Ty and Bond?
No. No, what I'd like to do is get a meeting set up with Ty and Bond for us, for at least two of us, so we don't get into a conflict. I don't think it necessarily has to be here, but to just go over what they're going to produce and what they're using for the basis and what alternatives they're going to supply. So I think that needs to happen within the next couple of 3 weeks so we can get this thing moving. Yes, ma'am.
Can I suggest that, that we have it at a regular meeting? Only because I would like, you know, Mac's the guy that knows a lot about that type of stuff day to day. I think that, you know.
Well, I'd like to bring them into a regular meeting, but I'd like to at least let them know beforehand because they could drag into a long time just back and forth with them.
Sure, as long as.
And rather than do it
Yeah.
sitting here, I'd rather get it down to a point where they can come in and explain it and then make any changes that anybody else sees.
And answer any questions
Yeah,
that all of us have.
exactly.
I agree.
So that would be to arrive at the actual formula. or mechanics of
Right,
Any
the
changes to
mechanics,
the-
because I'd like
how
to,
we figure rates.
right, I'd like to know what they're using for bases in there, because
Yep.
right now it looks, it's like you tossed it against the wall and what's stuck
Yeah.
is still there, and it doesn't,
And then ultimately, how we tie it into having a base rate.
right. That's what I would
I'm interested.
like to get
I'm
to.
interested in the cost and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's where I'm at the moment. I just have to get a guy to get that set up. We have got under new business, we've got a bunch of contracts here. I guess I'll take them right from the top. This Harcross Chemical. I guess my one question, we all have in our packets, I believe, copies of these, or is mine the only one that's got the whole thing?
Yeah.
All right, does just one copy need to be signed by everybody? She's got them? Okay. Donna has copies that need to be signed, so we'll go through these and approve or not, and go from there.
Okay.
The first one is Harcross Chemicals. They're providing potassium permanganate, hydrated lime, and liquid sodium hypochlorite. It doesn't sound like a margarita.
No.
But we just assume that we've shopped around and these are the best prices we can get?
That's, we have to assume that because that guy has done that work.
I'm just looking at the last page, Jimmy, when they say extension of contract, does that mean there was no change in the price, or not necessarily? Is it just referring
yeah,
to an extension of the
The
contract?
extension of the contract means that the price has not changed. I believe almost.
So if that is the case, I don't have any issue with any of those.
No.
Considering interest rates are going up, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I'm not going to go through that. All right, for Harcross Chemical, to motion?
I move to accept the contract as written.
All- Second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, 400. Borden Remington Corp. Whoops, out of order. There we go. For soda ash and caustic soda.
Yep.
And I believe this one also,
This is also a renewal.
Yep,
yeah,
that's what I'm reading.
and I believe the,
I don't have an issue with that. Make a
Okay.
motion
Well, I
that
don't see any numbers,
Accept
but
it as
if
written.
yeah,
it's a
there's numbers in
renewal-
there. There are numbers in there, Peter.
Oh, yeah, I see them. I
there's
see them.
numbers in
Okay,
On page 3.
yep.
Yeah, based on no change, I make a motion, we accept it.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Zippity zippy, okay. George Wilkinson, Inc., for mechanical maintenance for 3 HB Smith boilers, 1 Carrier hot air furnace, and 1 A.O. Smith water heater at the plant.
Make a motion that we accept.
Yeah, it's reasonable. For the amount of work he's describing here, it's reasonable.
Yep. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a motion, second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Then we've got interloper here. D.R. Warren Enterprises.
I have a problem with this one.
Well, since I got the keys, I guess we got to accept that one.
Well, I'm not sure. Are we sure that he got bids on this?
Am I sure of that? No, I'm not sure on any of them, no. I mean, I would make the assumption that,
I'd
He
like
has.
to, I'd like to ask the question.
okay,
I'm not passing on that one.
okay. It's gonna be a hold on Warren Enterprises. All right. South Shore Generator. It's in this pile of stuff here someplace.
Yeah.
This is for preventative maintenance for generators.
Would I just count them up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Well, for 29 generators, I guess that seems like a reasonable price.
Okay.
Again, I have no problem as long as it was put out to bid.
Well, is it a renewal?
Yes. It's attachment D in the back. It's received a request to exercise the option of a one-year renewal on your maintenance contract.
Where is the price in this contract? Oh, I got it.
Page 2?
Yeah, I got it right here. I mean, it's a small enough amount. It's $12,000.
It's, yeah, it's short money. You
That's
said
short
there's
money.
29, Peter?
I have no problem.
29, yes.
So it's less than $500 each.
That's,
Yep.
that's short money. I don't have a problem with that either.
That's, he must have shopped that up. That's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if they're gonna do all of the, I mean, if they're gonna service them the way they are,
Do I have a motion on that?
and they're local, so if
I
we
make a
need them-
motion that we accept South Shore Generator.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Univar. Okay, what do I have Univar set?
So what do we use methanol for? That's what I asked before.
I don't know where it fits in the process. I honestly don't.
You know you can't drink it.
Not supposed to.
It does have a
Again,
price.
is this a renewal?
Again, we're just agreeing on a per gallon price. We don't know how many gallons. We don't know.
A minimum of 1,000.
There's a minimum of 1,000 to an order.
Yeah, okay, that's true, yeah. Yeah, again, that's not much. I don't have a problem with that. I make a motion that we accept it.
What do we use it for?
What?
What do we use it for?
We should ask,
Yeah,
but
I
it's not.
hold that one.
Obviously, we use quite a bit. If it's
Yeah,
minimum,
like-
we must be getting a quantity discount at 1,000 gallons.
Yeah,
It's not worth sending the truck out, so
right.
yeah, I'm not worried about it, but
I think we can ask the question, but I don't think we should hold up the signing of this, that's all.
Well, it's an extension of the agreement, so, I mean, we've been doing it. I guess that's the best
Yeah,
deal.
it's just that we just
Correct.
don't know
It
what it
is.
is, that's all.
The very last page shows this
I'm good
extension.
with it. I
Yeah.
make a motion, we accept it.
Second?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
All ayes, okay. Univar. Weston and Sampson is a contract renewal on the SCADA, service plan for the SCADA system.
Okay.
Wasn't this the system that we were having question about, in regards to Greasilla?
Yep. It wasn't tied in to Skater at that point. I don't know if it has been.
So is it now?
I don't know for sure. I haven't been informed.
Can we hold this one and ask a couple of questions, please?
I think, well, I just don't want to hold up any maintenance. This is just a regular, seems like a regular service maintenance to me. I mean, that's like holding up the copy machine if you, I mean, it's a software, right? It's a SCADA system, just software, Peter. I don't know how we can, you know, just my opinion.
What's $4,000
Yeah.
for 4 quarterly visits, so $1,000 a visit, plus $120 an hour for anything they perform.
Yeah, well, is that in the event we need a tech, other than the tech they send out for $1,000?
Yeah.
That's up and above.
Yeah, it's up and above. I mean, you're talking about a huge system.
This is for a 3-year contract.
I understand.
And this is just the electronics end of it. This isn't any,
They can't operate without the system, obviously. I don't want to hold up any my point is I don't want to hold up any glitches with them working with the system if we haven't signed their contract yet. I mean, our whole system runs on this system.
This ties a lot of stuff together.
I'm looking at the list of related systems.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about $1,000 a visit. Page 7. We haven't had too many failures, have we, Becca, on those systems? I'm kind of thinking it's short money, but
I agree.
I just don't see any need to hold it up because it's a vital part of, they can't operate
It's-
without it.
pretty vital.
Exactly.
If we have, for example, a VFD that goes down, we have to get in and replace it or repair it.
Exactly.
So,
Motion?
I made a motion to accept it.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 That's pretty complicated, Peter. Did you read that?
well, the thing that bothers me about it is that we look at all of the problems that we've got at all of these different pump stations
Yeah.
and all of the work that has to be done, and yet in here, they're saying that they're maintaining the VDF drives and so forth. Well, then how are we having so many problems?
Age, humidity, the location, all the water.
Weather, yeah.
Stuff gets old. Continual run. You know, there, and then I guess you're kind of in between capital improvement and
Yeah,
maintenance
that's the
when
problem.
they go. So this is maintenance. If we extend the life of the stuff,
Yeah.
I think we should make a point that when we are
we
approving.
should chat, maybe we should chat about it, but,
Well,
Yeah.
that's my point exactly.
but
If
I
we're
really don't
getting
want
this
to, I don't want to
huge-
hold this one up.
If we're
Okay, let's-
getting this huge
Well, we're discussing
maintenance
that.
bill at the end of
Let's
the
put,
year, where is the
let's put this
preventative
on the
maintenance?
agenda
Good
for
question.
the next meeting,
Now,
discussion of Weston and
They
Sampson.
maintain all of those things.
They maintain them, but they're still putting fires out when something fails. I don't see how you avoid that.
Right, you don't. Unfortunately, you don't.
Mr. Chairman, I suggest that the next time we have contracts to sign, that we make sure that we do them when the superintendent's here.
Well,
Good luck, I know. I know, it's good luck getting everybody here.
I'll leave that one alone.
All right,
Well, we've kicked one out.
yeah.
for discussion.
Yeah.
But I mean, the renewals, I don't think are a big
Okay,
issue.
this, Western Sampson is 400, all approved.
Which one?
The one, Western Sampson, the one we were just talking about.
Yeah.
How are you against? Okay. No, that's not the one. I'm looking for Synagro. What the heck did I? No, put the wrong one down. Synagro Northeast LLC for long-term disposal of liquid sludge.
Well, this is a big expense to any plant,
Yeah.
similar to ours.
Oh, this is a, yeah, this is a, but I don't,
And I don't know where it should fall because it's a loaded by ton, or dry ton price, so, and I don't know what we're shipping out.
well, I'd like to see at least the cost in here. I know not, I don't mean the total cost because we're not gonna know that. That's gonna be variable depending on how
It'll
much
vary
we ship.
slightly, yeah.
But the cost per ton to dispose of it is gonna be one figure, and the cost of shipping is gonna be another figure, which is all under this contract.
So should we hold this one for him?
I would till he puts a little more, wait a minute, I'm sorry, excuse me, I just saw something, compensation.
Yeah, I saw the cost.
So $400 a load, and,
Yeah,
yeah, there it
and
is.
$370 of-
The prices are here, okay?
Plus 370.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're paying now. Pretty close to that. I won't say that that's exactly the number. I think the load price here is a little bit higher, but I didn't expect that load price to hold. I think the present time, we're paying $350 on load, and maybe more. It could, I can't remember. All I remember is that the bill is about this wide, you know, the bottom
We were
number.
paying more than this rate?
Yes, but this went out to bid.
It went up?
It did go out to bid?
Yeah, no, I'd say, I mean, the numbers that are here are not out of line.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, from what I've seen for the last year,
Okay.
you know, so it's not out of
Out to
line.
bid, I don't have an issue.
I make a motion that we accept it.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Well, that was virtually painless. Okay, I have an item that Guy emailed to us. I don't know if you saw it. It was in an email today, unsolicited research program. It has to do with a unit to eat up and basically control the sludge for us. I'm not even sure how it works, and I really would like the guy that was making the presentation a few weeks ago to come before us at some time, if it's at all feasible, to explain the project and the design and all. It's a proprietary thing. And I don't know what, this guy is, Rakesh Govind. He's a professor, first day with a new tongue. He's a professor of chemical engineering. He co-founded small businesses, including the Water Warriors LLC, located in Cincinnati. His research interests include biological treatment, membrane systems, biofilms, and enzymes. That's all basically Greek. He's published stuff, but he's got some proposal, and I sat in on his presentation to Guy and some of our consultants on this thing, and what he was talking about sounds extremely interesting. I have no clue as to how it works. It has to do with baffles that he uses that don't disintegrate, that eat up the bacteria in the water, and it's a totally novel and unique and different way of treating it, and I guess he's got a lot of support in other areas for this, and supposedly it's real good, but I don't have enough knowledge or background on this thing to be able to discuss it in any detail with anybody. All I know is that, you know, from the surface for,
Should we wait for him to come in?
oh yeah, this is not something that needs to be voted on, this is just an informational point. I mean, it's
Okay.
something that he sent out, you've probably got it in your email, and you know, if you have a chance, you may want to look it over and come up with a list of questions, because it's
Is that it right there?
it's technical, and there's a cost attached to it, but I don't know what it is or where it is, because the numbers don't jive that I see.
Okay.
They don't add up correctly. So, I was just putting that out as a FYI, not as an actionable item at the moment. Okay, our next meeting date is,
Before you go to that, can I?
yes, ma'am,
I have one thing that I wanted to bring up into new business.
certainly.
What is going on with the folks that, down by the plant? Because I'm still seeing nasty emails flying everywhere. Do we know?
I'm not sure how to address that. Guy has been responding to them. There's one person that's been complaining.
I've seen a couple of different people.
No, you've seen one, I said the same thing, Donna, but you read the emails, and one is complaining and one is turning the screws.
Okay.
But complaints that have come in, there's been one that has complained, then they've obviously got a legitimate complaint, or I'm assuming that it wouldn't be coming as often as it has. The basins are way down, according to the guy, they're pumping them out. Is it every 2 weeks, Rebecca? Pardon me?
One goes down, and then it goes up, and then they do the other one, so they're alternating between 3
But he's doing it, I think he said to me something, if I remember right, maybe I'm guessing at this one, but I'm pretty sure he said it every 2 weeks they're taking stuff out of there to keep that, the odor under control. Now, is that gonna stop it all? Who knows? But looking at the complaints that have come in, as I called him on it to find out what the heck was going on and why we were still having this, and when you look at, you know, step back and look at it, there's one person that's complaining. So,
Okay.
and I don't know where specifically they're located in relation to the plant, but, you know, I mean, every time I've gone down there, I can smell nothing, and I'm not really a aficionado of smell coming off of anything. So, but you know, obviously there's something there someplace. Now, this is also, I believe, is a person that's not tied into sewer.
Maybe, we would have to be kind of.
So, could be a septic system. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been quieter. I haven't had as much stuff coming across
Right.
my email.
So we're doing some, you know, I have to say, think that we're doing something right, and something's working.
Something's changed.
Yeah, so,
Good.
Jimmy,
anybody else?
before we go, right, on the policy thing, if we don't have a busy night, right, maybe next time, why don't we set 10 or 15 minutes aside? We get through one, we get through one, we get through two, we get
That's
through...
fine. Well,
But if it's a heavy night where we have visitors
Yeah.
and stuff, I don't want to deal with it.
I agree with you.
The problem
But-
is Sue has it all, doesn't she?
Excuse me?
No,
No,
Peter has most of the notes.
It was all, the first batch was all done.
Yeah.
And that combined, what did I think it was 14
I just
different
wanted to
policies
talk
into
about it.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Susan was gonna write it so that it was legible,
yeah.
and then she took ill.
Let's make it legible as we get through them.
Well, I
Yeah,
spoke with her the other day, you know, let me get in touch with her and see
Yep.
if she's at least typed it up, and we'll bring it.
I know she's had a rough time.
Oh, yes, she's had a terrible time.
What's wrong?
Yeah, that's why I haven't been,
She got an infection in a bone in her sinuses,
then we put that on the agenda for the,
and it still isn't.
as a
She says it's like carrying a toothache around constantly.
iffy.
Um,
As Max said, if we don't have a heavy agenda, we'll devote some time to it. If we do, we're gonna,
Yeah, if it's a heavy
We'll
agenda. I
delay it.
want it. But instead of saying we're gonna do 3 or 4 a night, why don't we put a time limit on it? And we'll just keep
Well-
doing them till they're done. There's not a lot of them.
I believe if we get the stuff back that Peter has done, that we worked on, we can probably get that whole thing done in one
Right,
session,
well-
because it's pretty well set to go, unless people want to make some changes to what
Yeah,
is being
Again, why don't we-
proposed. And I don't think that that's necessarily going to happen, because
and
we
once
want
we
to try
do
to be...
one, you'll see the method
Right.
we're using, because the second batch is all set, ready to go.
Yep,
Let's go
okay.
into it with a time limit,
Okay.
and if we can do it in
Schedule it
one
to-
night,
Schedule basically a 10 to 15 minutes, 15 minutes probably ought to do it. Just because
wouldn't
say Alright.
much more when it's all.
so if you can prepare it, Or check with Susan?
I'll get a hold of
Be
Susan
happy
and
to
see
have
how,
that.
what status is. But I think I still have the rough copy that you and I worked on.
Okay.
I mean, even if he has a proposal, you could put it together for us if you, Yeah.
That's true.
So,
Well, Susan was doing
I
most
heard her
of his.
volunteer.
Policy.
I heard her volunteer. Didn't you hear it? Didn't anybody
Yes,
else hear it?
yes.
I heard, I thought so. I thought we heard that.
I don't know, just, I don't want to
No.
see it anymore.
Yeah,
I want to get
I'm
it
with you.
done.
Unfortunately, I kind of...
And it needs to
looking
be
over
done.
Oh, it
And
does.
you had some darn good ideas, so. let's
I think,
do it.
I think we've got them all down. The only thing we haven't done is finalize them.
And again,
that's
I'm
the
the one that
problem.
wanted to discuss it all instead
Yep.
of just rubber stamping it. But there may
Yep.
not be much of a discussion.
Okay. We'll bang out 15 minutes for this at the next meeting if it's workable.
Sure.
Okay. Next meeting is going to be the 27th of July. And I was looking at suggesting to you all about, hello there, calendar, where are you? Okay,
Is July 27th, is that next week?
Week after?
week after.
I might be in Maine.
I'm gonna be,
You and me both?
you wanna go?
Sorry.
You wanna go with me?
I'd love to go, but I can't. I've got stuff planned with the kids that week.
Well, see, that's why I told you to sell them. I was looking at August 10th and the 31st. Workable, not workable?
31st. I think I'm back. This is August?
August,
10th and 31st, you said?
right.
Yeah.
Then you can spend the middle of the month in Maine, Mac.
All right.
Then you can spend the middle of the month in Maine.
Where you going in Maine?
Who's, this year? Moosehead.
Who's that?
Okay, is that,
Last year was
we're
Moose.
going with them, haven't heard an objection, so.
Last year where?
Moosehead McGunnick. Not too far from where Jimmy is.
Okay, do I have a,
I make a motion that we adjourn?
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And thank you all for listening.
I need those paper she needs signed?
We have papers to sign.
I passed